Well, good evening. It's good to see you again tonight. Glad you decided to come back and worship with us. A couple things I want to remind you of. We're going to have, again, if you've got somebody that has small children and wants to go through parent-child dedication, we're going to be doing that May the 17th, the Sunday after Mother's Day. We had a lot that couldn't be here Mother's Day and some couldn't be here Father's Day, so we're going to shoot in the middle, and whoever can be here can. And then also, just to give you a heads up, to be planning towards it, May the 22nd, that's the Friday morning, we're going to be feeding the faculty and staff breakfast at the high school. So if you can make your plans to be there, we'll meet there like we normally do for breakfast about 6 o'clock, start cooking and feed them somewhere around 7:30. So if you can show up and help us out with that, it'd be awesome and a good way to send them off. I think it's the teacher's last day. Send them off into the summer with a full belly and hopefully a full heart, knowing that we care about them and we appreciate them and are thankful for them. So if you can join us in that. Also be praying for VBS coming up soon, and let's keep lifting it up to the Lord and ask Him to provide children and make a way, be preparing their hearts to hear the gospel as we share it and love on. Let's stand and begin our time of worship with prayer. God, we thank you for your great love and your mercy. We thank you for your presence in this place. God, we thank you for your goodness and your never-failing love towards us. And so, Lord, as we ponder your goodness, and God, we just think about who you are and what you've done, may we truly worship you tonight. Worship you in truth and in spirit. God, worship you in submitting to your word and setting our heart towards you and our purposes towards you. And God, may you be glorified in us and then glorified through us as we live for your name's sake. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
With all of my
to bring us the coolness of night. None can fathom, indescribable, uncontainable. You place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing, God. All powerful, untamable, awestruck we fall to our knees as we humbly proclaim. You are amazing, God. Indescribable, uncontainable, you place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing, God. Incomparable, unchangeable, you see the depths of my heart and you love me the same. You are amazing, God. You are good when there's nothing good in me. You are love on display for all to see. You are light when the darkness closes in. You are home, you have covered all my sin. You are peace when my fear is trembling. You are true, even in my wandering. You are joy, you're the reason that I sing. You are life, in you death has lost its sting. And Lord, I'm running to your arms. I'm running to your arms. The riches of your love will always be enough. And nothing compares to your embrace. Light of the world forever reign. You are more than my words will ever say. You are Lord, all creation will proclaim. You are here, in your presence I'm made whole. You are God, from all else I'm letting go. Oh, I'm running to your arms. I'm running to your arms. The riches of your love will always be enough. Nothing compares to your embrace. Light of the world forever reign. Running to your arms. I'm running to your arms. The riches of your love will always be enough. Nothing compares to your embrace. Light of the world forever reign. My heart will sing no other name. Jesus. 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 I'm Well, tonight I again wanted to kind of follow up on the teaching of this morning, where Jesus was teaching us how we should pray, and he gave us this model prayer, this kind of outline through which our prayers should be filtered or focused. It gives us things that we should be focusing on first: God's name, His kingdom, and His will, and then bringing our cares, our needs, our petitions to Him for our daily needs and the things that we are facing, and how we can honor His name, how we can build His kingdom, how we can submit to His will in these things and point people to Jesus and have the outcome that He desires for us to have. And as I begin to think about it and kind of ponder over another example of prayer, and I think would be a very good time to kind of put this model prayer into practice. And Paul teaches basically the same thing, just from a different perspective, and in a more pointed circumstance. So in Philippians chapter 4, if you would find that, this is a passage that we all know, but when we're thinking about how can we practice the model prayer, how can we implement the model prayer and it be helpful for us in our day-to-day life, rather than just being some theory or something that the Bible teaches, something that we recite from time to time as a group or with a group of people. How can it really be impactful for our life and our circumstances? And so remember, Paul is writing this church, or this letter to the church at Philippi from prison. Okay, so he's not writing from a safe place. He's not writing from a place where there's no trouble and everything's good. There's no problem and life is easy. He's writing from a place of struggle. He's writing from a place where there very possibly could be a lot of anxiety. He's writing from a prison where he is imprisoned unjustly. He's in prison for preaching the gospel. And so they're lying about him and trumping up these charges to have him thrown in prison. And ultimately the desire is that they would take his life. And so just as a human being, when you're facing unjust things and things are happening because you're being lied about and life is getting tough because people are trying to harm you or lying about you and causing you problems, it's natural that there starts being some anxiety rising up. I mean, anxiety is a natural response to unknown things. It's a natural response to stressful circumstances, because we know that we're not in control of a lot of things, and when we try to control things, it just usually makes things worse. And so when Paul writes this commandment, Paul writes this portion of this letter to the church at Philippi, they're going through stressful times too. They're going through persecution. They're going through difficulties. But he is too. And I think he's writing from a place of experience. This is how I deal with my anxiety. This is how I deal with my stress. This is how I deal with those times when it seems like life is absolutely out of control. And I'm struggling with trusting God and wanting to be in control of things. And that's where the stress and the anxiety comes, because our heart is literally being pulled in two different directions. That's what the Greek word for anxiety means. It means drawn in opposite directions. I want to honor God. I want to trust God, but I also want to control this. I want to make sure that things work out like I want them to. I want things to be more comfortable, and so I'm struggling with this, and anxiety builds up, and stress builds up. It's being pulled apart on the inside. That's what anxiety is. You're falling to pieces on the inside because you just don't know what's going to happen in the future. It seems so unfair. It seems so overwhelming. And if I just focus on the unfairness, if I focus on the hardship, I focus on the circumstances, I focus on the lies and what people are trying to do, and I focus on all these things, man, it just starts to tear me apart on the inside. You ever been there? Come on, don't lie. We've all experienced anxiety. It may be at work. Some major problem comes up at work, and it falls on me to fix it. It falls on me. The folks that are under me are looking to me, and I don't know what to do because we've never experienced this before, and I'm really struggling. And so there's some stress that starts to build up, and anxiety starts to build up. What if I fail? What if I mess up? What if I don't do something right and we lose this account? And so anxiety is a natural part of life. When Paul tells us, be anxious for nothing, it's not a command to never experience anxiety, to never experience stress, because that is an impossible command. Because we're finite, because we're human, we're going to experience stress. We're going to experience stress in relationships. We're going to experience stress when people misuse us or when people lie about us. We're going to experience stress when things are going haywire. I'm trying to do what's right. I'm trying to follow the Lord. I'm trying to be obedient to God. I'm trying to honor God in my finances. But man, it just seems like things are piling up. And once it just kind of snowballs and stress, anxiety, and we're just torn on the inside. And sometimes it gets so bad we have an anxiety attack. We have a nervous breakdown because we're so torn up on the inside about what to do. Paul says, don't let yourself get to that point. There is a way to counteract. There's a way to avoid it becoming an overwhelming feeling of anxiety. What he's saying when he says, be anxious for nothing, what he's saying is, don't let anxiety become the dominant feeling or the dominant force in any circumstance. Don't let your anxiety get to the point where you're overwhelmed and you just don't know what to do. Because when we become anxious, when anxiety begins to rule in our life, it causes us to have irrational thoughts and do irrational things. You ever known somebody that's just going through a stressful time and they start telling you what they're thinking about it, and you think, man, that's just nuts. Come on, that's just irrational. Or they respond in a relationship because anxiety is built up, and they've formulated in their mind the what ifs and the what mights and what they think somebody's saying about it, or what they think somebody meant, and man, anxiety begins to build up, and they begin to lash out and become angry. Anxiety causes us to do all kinds of foolish things and think all kinds of foolish things. So Paul says, don't let anxiety, don't let stress become the dominant force in your life. Don't let it be the thing that causes you to think crazy things and do crazy things. Anxiety sometimes causes us to just shut down. We just kind of get overwhelmed, and rather than doing something that we need to do, we're afraid to do anything because it seems like everything we do just makes things worse. So we just don't do nothing. And it gets really bad. So anxiety can also lead us to inaction when we need to do something. And so Paul is saying anxiety and stress is a natural part of life. And it's going to be even more a part of your life when you're following God. Because Jesus said, they hated me, they're going to hate you. Because of my word, they're going to hate you. Because of my word, mother is going to turn against daughter-in-law. Daughter-in-law is going to turn against mother. Mother against son, and son against mother. Father against son, son against father. Family member against family member. Friends against friends. You're going to lose some folks in your life. There's going to be some conflict, and it's going to create some stress. It's going to create some anxiety. That's a natural response to things that are unknown and out of our control. We get anxious. So Paul's not saying we should never feel anxiety. But what he is saying is when we start feeling anxious, here's how you deal with that. Because the goal is to experience anxiety and to even some stress, but yet still walk faithfully with God. That's our goal, because we'll never live a stress-free life. I've never known a person that doesn't have any stress. I've never known a person that doesn't have any anxiety at any time. And so we're going to experience those things. But Paul is saying, don't let anxiety be the driving force don't let it overcome your faith. All right? Don't let it overcome your walk with the Lord. Don't let it hinder your glorifying God. So he says, let's just back up to beginning of verse 4. It says, rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I tell you, rejoice. Let your gentle spirit be known to all men. The Lord is near. Be anxious for nothing. So he says there is nothing in your life that should cause you so much anxiety that it begins to dominate your decision making. That it begins to dominate your attitude. That it begins to dominate your actions. He says, be anxious for nothing. There is nothing in your life that should control what you think and how you act. There's no circumstance that God isn't Lord over. He says, be anxious for nothing. Again, he's not saying never experience anxiety. We're all going to be anxious at times. But don't let it take over. And this is how you do it. He says, be anxious for nothing, but, rather or instead of being anxious, instead of focusing and dwelling on that anxiety, instead of letting that anxiety grow and take over your thought processes and take over your actions and take over your life and take over your attitude, rather be anxious for nothing, but in everything. Anytime you start feeling anxious about something, anytime you're beginning to feel stressed and the tension's starting to build, because in the beginning is where we've got to start, as Barney Fife would say, nip it in the bud. You deal with anxiety at the beginning. The more we let anxiety grow, the more we leave it unhindered, the more we don't try and gather in our anxiety and deal with our anxiety, the stronger it gets and the more difficult it is to overcome. And so Paul says, be anxious for nothing. When you first feel that anxiety, when you first begin to feel that stress, and you first get this inner desire to just freak out, he says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything. By means of. This is how you deal with anxiety. This is the appropriate way to head off, to curb, to control, to suppress your anxiety. You'll never do away with it, but you can control it to where it doesn't control you. This is how you do it. But in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. He says the counteraction of, or the way to counteract anxiety is prayer and supplication. Now, we know what prayer is. Prayer is talking to the Lord. What is supplication? It's one of them big church words. Supplication is a passioned plea. Supplication is an earnest asking of God or asking of someone. When you pray, you're communicating. But when you're in supplication or supplicating, you are passionately seeking help. So through prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving. So there's three things here that he says are part of this antidote to anxiety, I guess you would call it. Prayer. The model prayer. I think when we start feeling stressed, the model prayer is a great device to use, and going through all of it. Our Father who is in heaven. Remember who's in control. Remember to whom you're speaking. My Father, He loves me. I'm His child. He cares about me. He wants me to experience good. He is there for me. He is in heaven. He's not hindered or stressed out by what stresses me out. He sees it from above. He's outside of time, space, and matter. He knows the end. He knows what I should do. He is outside of this trouble. He's bigger than this trouble. So the model prayer will help me focus on God and not my circumstances. It helps me focus on who I am and whose I am. Our Father who is in heaven. And then we walk through it simply. Help me honor your name. God, this
this is my anxiety. This is the thing I'm facing. This is the thing that is really starting to tear me apart inside. This is the thing that's welling up and causing this stress, and I'm really struggling with it. So, Lord, help me know how to honor you in this. What do I need to do to honor you in this? And not let this anxiety, not let this stress build and become the driving force in my attitude and my actions and my words. Hallowed be your name. God, show me how to honor you in this. Even in this stress, your kingdom come. God, how can I demonstrate that you are a benevolent king, that you are sovereign over my troubles, you are sovereign over this relationship, you are sovereign over my stress, God, that you're bigger than anything that I have. And so we begin to talk about the name of God, the goodness of God, the faithfulness of God, the power of God, the presence of God, the love of God, the hope that we have in God. And we begin to recite these things, and we begin to remember these things, and we begin to worship the one who is over all of this. And we say, how can in this situation I be kingdom-minded? How can I demonstrate that you are the king over my life? You're the king over my circumstances. You're the king over my problems. I just want to serve you. Your kingdom come, even in this. Let me demonstrate your kingship in my life. God, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. God, I want your will to be done through this. I know that you've got a purpose for this. I know that you can redeem this. I know that you can use this to glorify your name. I know that this isn't just some haphazard thing. It's come about. This stress is happening, and I don't understand it, but God, I know you're over it, and you're working through it. So God, help me know how to do your will in this. Transform me through it. Don't let me be overcome by anxiety. Let me honor you in it. Let me demonstrate your power and your presence in it. Let me demonstrate your faithfulness in it. Let me demonstrate my submission to you even in this. And so we begin to walk through this model prayer. It's exactly what Paul is saying. He's going to explain it even a little bit more a little bit later. Through prayer and supplication. We've gone through the first three: your name, your kingdom, your will. Now begin to express your supplication through prayer, supplication. God, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this is happening. I don't know what to do. God, this is really starting to tear me up. God, I don't know how to handle it. I don't know what to do. It's beginning to overwhelm me. Be honest. Be honest with God. He knows what we need before we ever ask, Jesus says. So just be honest, because you're not telling God anything He doesn't already know. But when I'm honest with God, I'm being honest with myself. I'm letting this situation take control of me. I'm letting this situation become God to me. I'm letting this situation be bigger than the God I say I serve. So just be honest and begin to passionately make your request known to the Lord. But also accompany that with thanksgiving. Now, what does it mean with thanksgiving? Am I thankful that I'm going through this? Am I thankful that this stress is happening? Am I thankful that this anxiety is building and this unjust thing is happening? No, that's not what he's saying. What is there to be thankful of? I'm not facing this alone. The God of the universe is my Father. He's over all of this. He's bigger than all this. He knows exactly how it's going to work out. God, just help me trust you. So with thanksgiving, I can make my request be made known. God, I thank you that you know exactly what's happening. God, I thank you. You know exactly how I feel. God, I thank you that you know exactly what I need to do. I thank you that you are going to show me what I need to do. I thank you that you know the path through this. You know the results that you want to have. So God, I'm thankful that you're over this and I'm not. I'm not required to have the answers. I'm thankful for that. But God, I know you have them. And so we're thankful because we have a God who hears. We have a God who cares. We have a God who can. We have a God who's available. We have a God who's right here in the middle of it with us. It's going to guide us. trust Him. So we can experience anxiety and still walk faithfully with God because our faith overcomes our fear and anxiety. It bottles it. It contains it. It doesn't make it go away. So don't think you should never be anxious about anything and never feel anxiety. Even after you pray, there's going to be some anxiety because you don't know what God's going to do. You don't know when He's going to do it. You don't know how He's going to do it. You don't know what the future holds in this situation or this circumstance. But God does. And so you're still going to be anxious. But I anxiously take the next step of obedience because my faith is going to overcome my anxiety. It keeps it bottled up. So he says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by means of prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And this is the promise. This is the result. And the peace of God, which surpasses all comprehension, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Our anxiety will be contained. It may not go away, but I have a peace that's bigger than my anxiousness. I have a peace bigger than my fear and my stress because I know who's got this, and I know He's here, and I know He loves me, and I know He wants to redeem this and to work all things together for good to those that love Him and are called according to His purpose. So my job is just to love God and pursue His purpose even in this, and it's up to Him to work it out for good. That's how you deal with anxiety and stress. It won't ever go away, but it will be contained and it will be minimized and it will not have control over you because the peace of God will guard your heart and your mind. It will guard your thinking. You won't have those irrational thoughts because you'll be thinking about the truth of who God is. It will guard your heart. It will guard your actions. It will guard your attitude. It will guard your speech because the mouth speaks from the overflow of the heart. That's why Paul says the peace of God guards our heart and our mind. I got news this week of a dear friend of mine. Loved the Lord, good man, great wife, just a godly fellow, strong Christian. But Randa was looking on Facebook and was looking for somebody that she thought had passed away or whatever in Arkansas and that we knew and came across that this man had passed away. And I was shocked because he's about my age and very healthy, just a super guy. So I texted his pastor, a friend of mine, said, hey, what happened? I hadn't heard that he had passed. And he said, well, he was diagnosed with lung cancer a couple of years ago, and he beat that. But then he was diagnosed with stomach cancer. And he had known 2 or 3 of his friends that had stomach cancer and how difficult it was and what all they went through. And they didn't live very long. He became really depressed. He had attempted suicide 2 times already. Had spent some time in a psychiatric ward, but just couldn't get over the anxiety of what he was facing. And the 3rd time, he was successful. And it just broke my heart because this is a man who loved God, no doubt in my mind, that loved people, that loved church. But yet, this fear and anxiety took over his mind and took over his heart. And he did something very irrational for a child of God. And that's what anxiety does. It's what fear does. It's what hopelessness does. And anxiety brings about hopelessness in our life. And we should be the most hopeful people no matter what our circumstances are, no matter what the prognosis is. And it was simply the fact that he lost sight of who he the anxiety run rampant rather than keeping it in check. Now, anybody that gets diagnosed with cancer, it's going to be stressful. There's going to be some anxiety. Anybody that beats it and then has it over again is going to experience anxiety and stress. There's no way to not be anxious about that. But what we can do is keep it at bay by constantly praying, bringing our supplication to the Lord, and being thankful that even in this, God, you are with me, and you're going to use this for some kind of good if I'll just let you. And the peace of God, which surpasses all comprehension, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ. Finally, brethren, and this is the putting things into practice. How in your prayers, and this is kind of the same thing that we talked about in that model prayer. Finally, brethren, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is good of good repute, if there is any excellence and if anything worthy of praise, dwell on these things. Dwell on the truth of who God is. Dwell on the goodness of God. Dwell on the excellence of God. Dwell on these things, not your problems, not your fears, not the what-ifs, the things you've got no control over. Seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all the rest of life is His responsibility. So don't let your anxiety run rampant. Dwell on the things of God. And the things you've learned and received and heard and seen in me, practice these things. Put godly living, godly prayer, godly pursuit, patience, love. Put all of these things into practice, and the God of peace will be with you. The peace of God guards our heart and our mind, but the presence of God walks us through the trouble in victory and in hope. I don't want just the peace of God to guard my heart and my mind. I want the presence of God to walk through it with me. And that's the promise of God. If we will put what we know to be true, if we will seek to honor Him, if we will do the things that we know honor Him, He will be with us. If we will love Him and strive to pursue His purpose, His promise is He'll work even this for our good. Trust Him. It's okay to be anxious, but don't let it overcome your faith. We can be anxious yet walk faithfully with God if we put these things into practice. Let's pray. God, I thank you for your great grace. I thank you for your presence. I thank you for the tools that you've given us. These reminders, these things we can do to deal with anxiety and stress. And the things that life throw at us, the unknowns that we're faced with. God, I thank you that we don't have to face them alone. I thank you that we don't have to deal with them alone. And that anxiety does not have to overtake us. So may we be quick to pray, to come to you, to focus upon you, to focus upon your name, your kingdom, and your will. Let you know the truth of how we feel and what's going on and what we're experiencing on the inside.